against the redshirt freshman goalkeeper in her first career start. That's JJ Soriano.
And that was great defense there by Nevo Farrell, making contact and forcing her out of the 8.
Emma Ward's first time with the ball, first shot and first goal for the graduate. Syracuse takes the first lead, and it's who else besides Emma Ward.
And Emma Ward in that position is so dangerous. She brings Major out, creates that space, uses her footwork to turn to her outside side, creating the opportunity for the shot.
Takes just 50 seconds and comes on Syracuse's first shot on goal. Emma Ward following up a hat trick against Albany. Gets the orange on the board first against Maryland.
And right there, I think what Maryland needs to do is they need to send that help. You see right here the replay of it. Kennedy Major guarding Ward. Ward able to get outside right past JJ.
And that's the battle of 44s you mentioned earlier. Maryland's Kennedy Major versus Emma Ward. And one thing when we were talking with head coach Kathy Reese, she said she doesn't expect anyone to be face guarded like Major was right there against Ward. Look for Maryland to maybe try to get some double teams against Ward in the future.
Yeah, she really said they don't want to look at it as taking Ward on one-on-one. They want to look at it as Maryland taking on Ward. So that help slide's got to come earlier. Meet Major there to force Ward out of the 8.
50 seconds in, and it's a 1-0 lead for the number 6 Orange against Maryland. What is the Terps' response on its second offensive possession? Here's Maisie Clevenger. Back up top it goes with Shelby Sullivan. That's a freshman from Bel Air, Maryland. One of 2 freshmen to get the start today for head coach Kathy Reese. Again, a very young Maryland team, Alexa, who's replacing 9 of its 12 starters from last year.
Yeah, and especially when you look at the attack as we're on that side of the field, Kathy Reese said earlier this week that their attack is just going to look completely different. They've been prepping all these players to be able to attack from any angle. You're not going to see the usual attack you saw last season from the Terps.
Lipkin, top to the circle with Corey Edmondson. Swung around, Maryland still trying to figure out where their offensive pieces lie. Here's the captain, Chrissy Thomas. Inside, shot and score for Jordan Lipkin. The senior matches last season's goal total. Just under 2 minutes in, Maryland ties it up at 1.
Yeah, Chrissy Thomas right there. That is where she is her most successful from that X position. You see it, the replay. She comes out, finds Lipkin. Lipkin able to finish it off. And Jordan Lipkin, unfortunately, had that injury, had to redshirt. But before that, she was such a dominant goal scorer for the Terps. You see right there, she is back on the field and ready to go.
And under 1:45 into the 2025 season, and you mentioned coming off the injury, Lipkin getting her second goal in as many years. It's captain from captain as well, from Chrissy Thomas to Jordan Lipkin.
Yeah, you see, Kathy Reese said she's really expecting those returning players to lead this team, and for those younger players, have someone to look to. Those 2 captains starting it off right for Maryland after a caused turnover, which was not how they wanted to start it off this game.
Just under a minute, close to 1:45 through, and it's tied up at 1. Maryland wins another draw control, and it's with Shelby Sullivan again. How about the experience coming into play so early for these 2 young teams, Emma Ward and Jordan Lipkin? These are 2 players who have been with these powerhouses for a while, and they each get on the board.
Exactly, and I think it's what we were just talking about, both coaches expecting their veterans to really take on any role they need to help their team succeed.
So all the way around, way up there for Edmondson.
Great grab there by Corey Edmondson, getting her stick up and keeping this ball in play.
And she's someone who really benefited from the offseason work this year. We'll talk a little bit more, but she was part of that U20 team that just won the 2024 Women's Lacrosse Championship in Hong Kong.
Yeah, we talked at Media Day about that experience, and she said she just learned so much all around the game.
Up for grabs and pulled away by Syracuse's Molly Guzik. Here comes the freshman.
Syracuse's defense has done such a great job of really putting pressure on Maryland. They're all out on defense. They're not even on the 8. They're past the 12, really making it hard to complete those passes.
Lena Cotter behind the cage. It goes with Olivia Adamson. Adamson defended well there by Nevo Farrell. Back up top to Caroline Trinkus. Trinkus, what does she have against Sophie Hallis in the Maryland defense? Pulled back out to Ward. Soriano faces down Ward. Ward looking for options. There's the matchup against Kennedy Major again. Ward won it last time. No help comes. Instead, the feed, the shot, and the score to Olivia Adamson. Well, we mentioned those 2 names, Emma Ward and Olivia Adamson. Those are your first 2 goal scorers for Syracuse, who takes its second lead.
And that's a big-time assist for Emma Ward, finding Adamson in that stack on the opposite side, able to get, Nevo Farrell had her stick up, but Ward just the precision on that pass, and Adamson able to finish it off. You see it, the replay again, Ward circling, trying to force Major. finds Adamson, and Adamson right in front of the crease, a nice fake high and down low shot.
So 2 quick points for Emma Ward, and we know what she can do scoring-wise. 44 goals for number 44 last year, but she also has the 6th most assists for anyone in a Syracuse career, and she's now just 8 assists away from passing her head coach, Kayla Trainer, on that list.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a player like Emma Ward, you're going to be a target for defenses. They know how good you are at scoring. That's where you bring that extra piece in and find out how to take that attention you gain and use that to get your other players open. And you have Olivia Adamson with her, who just knows how to finish the ball, so Ward and her can connect all day.
Matchup right there again with Kayla Gilmore and Megan Rode. And it's been the freshman so far, and Kayla Gilmore, who's won that battle so far for Maryland.
Yeah, Kayla Gilmore really showing that she's ready to step up into such a pivotal position for Maryland. They've traditionally been such a strong draw team, and right now they're really getting that position on the draw.
And that was a spot where Maryland didn't have to worry about it all last year, or the last 4 years with Shaylin Ahern in that role. Turnover will go back with Syracuse, but head coach Kathy Reese mentioned that she hasn't had conflicting players to worry about in the draw control since she's been here at Maryland.